Hello, and welcome back to another recording. My name is Tiana with Laborers Connect Consultancy. I wanted to come with this recording so that we could just go over really quickly um, items that are important for the upcoming tax filing season, right? So you're prepared, you're not feeling overwhelmed, and it's smooth sailing, all right? So the first thing I wanted to mention is the upcoming tax filing deadline is going to be April 15th for most returns, unless you have a partnership or an S corp. But it's April 15th for 2025, and that's on a Tuesday, right? So that's the deadline to file. I usually expect these documents to be provided to me well in advance, have the organizer completed well in advance, so that way we can get your return filed on time, or I have all your documents so I can file your extension on time if that applies, right? Now, while this is an extension of time to file, if we need to file an extension, it's an extension of time to file. It's not an extension of time to pay. So there is a penalty for not making your estimated payments. And this is if you're self-employed. There is a penalty of not making your estimated payments on time, right? Another notable mention is the marketplace health insurance. If you signed up for any marketplace health insurance, if your spouse or a dependent that's on your return, a dependent who is on your return is on a marketplace insurance, then the IRS will kick the return back if it's not disclosed. So if you signed up for anything, even if you used it for just a week, you didn't continue with it, be sure that you follow up with your insurance person or the person who's on the health insurance, whether it be a spouse or a dependent, to get the 1095-A form. Because as I said before, this is oftentimes what causes returns to be rejected by the IRS, right? So another notable mention is for all my business, well, 99% of the clients are business owners. But for, if you're going to get expecting a 1099, whether it be from an individual or company that you worked with, be sure that you follow up with them to collect that document because they send a copy to the IRS. So just in the event that, the year started and you don't want to be overwhelmed, be sure that write down where you're expecting to get 1099s from. Well, it's not new, but it would be new for a lot of clients who use PayPal, Stripe, Cash App, the works. If you use those companies to collect funds or money from clients or so, um, you would get a 1099K, right? So that 1099K document, a copy sent to the IRS, so be sure that you check for those documents, right? Usually these documents, 1095-A, W-2s, all that, they become available toward the end of January, sometimes the middle of February, right? Another notable mention is track business expenses. So let's say you get a 1099 document or you are tracking your income. We want to make sure you're tracking your expenses. So if you're not doing bookkeeping services with me, I need your expenses listed. I also need you for your own record's sake to track your mileage. Make sure you've logged it, not for me, for yourself, that you have logged your miles. Log the miles that you drove for personal versus business. You can always recreate this through Google, but it's always good to be proactive and keep track of this in real time, right? Track your expenses. If you're spending money on supplies, if you're spending money on, client meals, track all those expenses so that you have them organized for the year. Maybe try to do it like after the holidays or before the holidays, but as soon as you get time, do it so that way when the tax season comes, you're not overwhelmed. Another thing I wanted to go over is our estimated payments. Now, you should be making estimated payments during the year. Each quarter, you make your estimated payments based on your net profit or net income. So Each quarter you make those payments. If you haven't already made any estimated payments, go ahead and sign into and I'll put links for that as well. I put a link for the 1095A health insurance document. You can reach out to healthcare.gov to try to retrieve a copy during the tax year. I'll put that in. And then for the estimated payments, I'll give you a link to the IRS's website where you can make the estimated payment. I believe you can make the payment from your bank account, and that's free. If you use a card, then I believe there's a fee, but be sure that you're selecting estimated payments and the tax year would be this year, 2024, right? I'm not referring to any amounts that you owe. I'm referring to making an estimated payment for this tax year that we're in, that we're going to be filing for. Right. Another thing I wanted to mention, if you've made any changes to your business structure or if anything's changed, you've gotten married, you have a new baby for the 20 during this year, right? Go ahead and let me know. Those things do oftentimes affect your taxes. And then another notable mention is retirement contributions. If we have spoken about this, then you know that in most cases, you have up until April 15th of 2025 to make retirement contributions, depending on the type of contribution that you're making, the type of retirement account that you're contributing to, right? And if you have foreign businesses, which very few of you do, foreign accounts, and there is a filing requirement, go ahead and let me know because there are penalties for not doing this on time. And my last notable mention are IP pins. So two things oftentimes get returns kicked back. One is the health insurance document that you may have forgotten about, you may have applied for, used it for a short time and never continued with it, which is a 1095A form. And again, I'll put the link to get that in the description of this video. And the other one is the IP pin. Oftentimes the IRS will just, randomly um, assign you a pin. If you don't have access to your IRS account, now is the time to try to sign in and get into it. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It needs a picture of your ID and a picture of your face. It uses AI. And you can go in if you want to request an IP pin for yourself and your spouse, or check to see if there's an IP pin assigned to you. All right. That is it from me. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Feel free to block a time in my calendar. I hope you've taken the time out to watch this recording. I will be out of office from December 23rd, and I come back in office on January 6th. All right. You have a safe and wonderful holiday until we speak again. And I'll send out the organizer for you to start uploading your documents sometime in December. All right.